My name is Deirdre Pike, and I'm the Justice and Outreach Program Consultant for the Anglican Diocese of Niagara. Coming to you today from downtown Hamilton, where it's another Just Friday. It's Friday. Let's do a little justice work. It is wonderful that I am joined today by Elin Goulden, who is someone who does the same work as me, only over in the Diocese of Toronto. We're going to hear about that in a little bit. But first of all, I just want to welcome Elin, who does the same kind of holy troublemaking as I do here. So we are partners in that, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here to talk about it today.
Thank you, Deirdre.
Tell us exactly, I said I'm the Justice and Outreach Program Consultant. What's your title over there?
I'm the Social Justice and Advocacy Consultant for the Diocese of Toronto, which includes not just Metro Toronto, but the surrounding regions from Peel to Simcoe to Haliburton and Northumberland. So it's quite a wide area.
Yeah.
Big chunk of South Central Ontario between our two dioceses.
Yeah, that's great. And that's why I think it became clear to us when we continued to cross paths at meetings and so on. Yeah. And so then just recently, you made a holy phone call to me and said, hey, let's do some stuff together. And what has come out of that? That's what we're here to talk about today. I wonder if you can tell our viewers a little bit about the holy trouble we're planning for the end of April.
Thanks. Well, as most of you probably know, there is a provincial election coming up on June 2nd. And I thought, what better time to reach out to our neighbors in the Diocese of Niagara and find out if we'd like to do anything together around getting ready for that provincial election, and how we as faithful Anglicans who are concerned about justice issues in this province want to approach it. So we have something really cool coming at the end of this month called Opening the Door to a Just Conversation, Provincial Election 2022.
I like that title. Where did you come up with that?
Well, I don't know. I think it was a joint effort between the two of us. But you know what happens during an election campaign, and people are knocking on your door, candidates from all different political parties, and they're like, would you consider voting for me? And that's the chance that we have to talk to people and say, well, these are the things that are on my mind and on my heart. And these are the issues that are really of concern. And what are you and what is your party planning to do about them? So as church organizations, we can't be partisan in any way, but we have questions that we can ask for candidates of any political stripe who approach us. And so we want to have an evening where we talk about some of those issues together, and then see what we can do in terms of next steps. Mm-hmm. Who are some of the people that we're thinking of having, Deirdre? I think you've already started lining some guest speakers up for this event.
Yeah. I was really, well, you connected me to Dina Ladd. So Dina runs the Workers' Action Center. She would never put it that way. Dina is part of the whole Workers' Action Center, which is really a provincial organization that dives deeply into the issues that we're looking at around minimum wage and sick time. And the definition of worker these days is really an important issue when you think about all the people who work in what we call the gig economy and so on. So Dean is going to be here to enlighten us about that. We're also making some phone calls to people that work around climate crisis, the Wellington Water Watchers, because that's an issue right here at our back door in Ontario. I mean, our back door is everywhere in so many ways, but two hot issues I'd say coming up in the election is the building of another 400 highway, which this government is committed to, and the continued aggregate mining, which is just gutting so many areas of the province, and many parts of our diocese for sure in Niagara are impacted by that. So, and I'm sure it is absolutely the same with you, eh? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also in the Diocese of Toronto for sure, affected by both those kinds of developments. We're seeing a lot of loss of arable land, and that has climate implications as well. So we're also hoping to get some people to talk about housing and childcare and child and family poverty. So these are values and social justice issues that our two dioceses hold in common in terms of our social justice priorities. And so we're hoping to have speakers to address some of those issues. And then we're hoping to put together and have ready for you by the end of that evening on April 27th, a package, a resource that you can take and have on hand, something paper available for download that you can have on hand when the people come to your door and you want to think, oh, what questions should I ask? What issues should I talk about? And so we'll have that ready for you. But let's talk a little bit more about April 27th. How do people find out about it? What's the timing? What are some of the details?
Yeah, well, we wanted to make sure that we don't take up too much of the evening. What's great about virtual meetings still, even though I know it's great to be back in person, is that we can do this thing together without anyone having to get in their cars and drive.
Climate conscious also.
Exactly, which made me think about that idea of a paper copy at the door is possible, but you might want to just have your tablet there ready when the candidate comes. Oh, I'd like to ask you about this. And we will make sure that you're prepared that way too. But yeah, so we'll be meeting virtually, and we're going to do it from 7 till 8:30 in 90 minutes. We know we can pack in about 3 to 4 keynote speakers for about 10 minutes each, really helping us shape what we need to know to be articulate about this. The idea of someone knocking at your door and opening that door to a just conversation, it requires knowledge. It requires hospitality, of course. You're opening your door, and we want to be able to still be that kind of community, right? Where the communities in which we live, where we have an opportunity to meet these people who are going to commit themselves to the issues that we care about, that are deep in our hearts and minds. And so that's what that's going to look like. We're going to, Elin and I will be the MCs, and then we'll have these speakers. We'll have opportunities for you to ask questions. And so within the next week, you'll have links the way you normally find things in either of our dioceses. For us, Just News and the news blasts and the website. What about you? How are you going to get your news out there?
Well, we'll have a link shared through the SJAC update that's coming out this week, and it'll also be on the diocesan events page, bulletin board, our Facebook page, etc.
Right. Now, I mentioned hospitality, and it's important to say here that although we've emphasized this as these twin dioceses doing this work together, hospitality is huge in our hearts. And so bring your friends. This is not an Anglican only event. This is an Ontario event. This is about getting everyone on board with the kinds of justice issues that we know we want to see through and bend the arc on as we vote on June 2nd, 2022. So mark your calendar for June 2nd for the voting. The preparation for the voting is April 27th at 7 p.m. All right, then. I think that we've given you all the details, and I'm really looking forward to hosting this with you. I think that we will make a great team, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right on. Okay, well, thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to this Just Friday, and continue your good path to justice. Thanks.